Hello and welcome to Cathy Paints. I'm Cathy Wappel and I am adjusting my camera. Oops, wrong way. Go down. Adjusting my camera. Going this way, going that way. You know. So here we are. It's Tuesday. Tuesday is feeling so much like a Monday for me. And yesterday felt even more like a Monday for me. I didn't even stream. I didn't even paint yesterday. I just had a headache and I just wanted to sit and watch TV. So yesterday I watched all of the Loki series and then I watched an episode of Tatort in the evening. I hung out in the Pyro Club chat, our Monday night hobby chat, for like an hour and I just went to sleep early. That was my yesterday. And today I kind of just want to do the same thing, although I don't have the headache that I had yesterday. So, doing good. Doing good in that respect. How are you? There's nobody here. It's just me talking to myself. It's just me talking to myself. Hello, Snowyak. Aw, thank you. It's nice to see you here. You're here. Or you're there. Ooh, hot. Far, far away. Far, far, far away. Too far away to drive. Brush Guy is here. Thank you for hosting the stream, Brush Guy. Snayak says, I got my rest during the weekend. Needed it. I'm glad you were able to rest during the weekend. How's the real Brush Guy today? I keep thinking I'm seeing something out the corner of my eye. Just like, no, there's nothing there. Nope, nothing. I think I'm being haunted. Just being haunted today. Maybe that's my problem. I'm just gonna, let me just enjoy my tea. This is just some nice, straight up black tea in Poltergeist. Yeah. Yeah, it's in Poltergeist. It's 80 in here and my tea is nice and hot. I'll be painting. Is it a full spectrum labor? Have you been watching Ghostbusters recently? I I did hear from somebody else that they thought the new Ghostbusters actually looked like it might be fun. We're all doing the wait and see. We'll wait and see. No one actually expects it to be good. That's the thing. No one expects that it's going to be good. So we will all be very surprised if it is. Our expectations are low. You watched the new trailer for the new movie? Oh, okay. What did you think? Did it look fun? I think I want to get going on the back of this. And why is this so far close to me? Hold on. I moved my camera this weekend. Like I was adjusting some things on it, so it's like now I have to find where I want it again. You're still not sure? Yeah. I don't blame you. I think everybody's just expecting the worst at this point. I think that's fair to say. So I wanted to do some kind of freehand design on the back here, but first I need to make the darks darker and make the highlights lighter so that when I put the freehand on there, all that contrast will already be in there. It has Janine Melnitz and Ray Stentz in it. Oh, wow. That's cool. Wait, is Ray Dan Aykroyd? I had to think back. I'm like, who's. It's been so long since I've seen Ghostbusters. Like a really long time. A really, really, really long time ago. Long, 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 long geleden. So yeah, so let's get some paint on the palette. Look, I have a whole new palette, not one speck of paint on it. So let's set some things up here. We'll get some phthalo green because I don't know. I feel like phthalo green is been in here. We'll phthalo green and red. We'll get some red too. That's that's long. Yes, it's long because I'm old. I don't want to bump my foot on or my knee. I don't want to bump my knee on the cross piece of this table, but my knee is actually resting up against it right now. I would like to be able to move in further, but I can't because that's where my knee is. Thank you for contributing to the community challenges, Snowyak. Once again, I was learning about health today in my Nederlands. Hey, Captain Mizzy. So I learned about ziektes, ziektes, diseases, or is it an en on the end? Ziekte? Yeah, and virusen. What's a plural of virus? Like it's easy to remember that word. And I keep wanting to say virus instead of virus. I don't know why. Virusen. Oh, okay, thank you. Virusen. So, so yeah. Just not to get confused with Virusen. Rusen? Rusen? Virusen. Yes, that. That's what you thought? uh, Virusen would be way more fun than Virussen. I'm here to tell you, I know this for a fact. For Russians are absolutely more fun than a virus is. Usually. Usually. V is here. Hey, Vlieger Dragon! Here to say a quick hi. Well, howdy, ladies. What's your adventure, V? Oh, you taking the doggy in. You're taking the puppy in for stuff, right? Oh, the brush guy doesn't feel addressed. Aww. Hiya, boys. How's that? Does that work? Brushy is not ladies. V talked Tell into driving and maybe ice cream on the way home. Ice cream on the... V, you have to send me food porn of your ice cream so that I can live vicariously through you. I am still waiting for my Shork picture. It has not been delivered yet, and I'm sad about that. I don't know what happened. I'm sure it's just out in the US mail system right now. Because the US mail is just weird right now. Unpredictable. Although, yesterday, the rolling pin that I ordered for my dad, I ordered my dad a rolling pin yesterday and had it shipped to him. He has no idea. But he got it today. I ordered it yesterday. It arrived today. So, see you later, V. Have fun. Try to have fun at the vet, and hopefully you get ice cream. My dad does have trained Snowyak. I don't know. I'm working on your stuff today, Sidestorm. I'm just setting up my palette in the usual slow Tuesday way that I have. Yeah, Liam in Canada got his package already that V sent on the same day, and I'm still waiting for my short picture. But anyways, so when I was up visiting my parents, my dad was making bread, and it's this poppy seed bread. It's got like a poppy seed filling, and he was rolling the dough out, and he's like, I wish I had a rolling pin that didn't have handles sticking out the ends. So I found one yesterday, and it's metal. It's like aluminum or something. And what you do is you stick it in the refrigerator and chill it for 15 minutes. And then when you go to roll out your pastry dough or your pie crust or whatever, the rolling pin doesn't stick to it. And it also makes it so that the butter in the dough doesn't melt so fast, which is good for pastry dough. And yeah, no handle. So my dad's gonna be like, "What is this thing sitting on our step? Look, hun, it's addressed to you and I. I have no idea what it is. Did you order something?" No, I didn't order anything. What could it be? I can tell this is the conversation that they would be having. What do you mean the Nurgle type? My dad does play with trains. He does. He is absolutely not the Nurgle type, though. No, an actual rolling pin for actual food things. My dad is 100% not into making his own terrain for things that I know of. Hey, Liam! Speaking of, V was in here briefly before her trip to the vet with Puppy and was saying how you already got the thing that she sent you, and I still have not got the thing that she sent me. She sent them out on the same day, and I only live about 450 miles away from her. How could you be confused at such a... It's true. It's very true, Snowyak. You could be confused by a great many things in this stream. I would not be surprised at all. So nothing is on camera. I'm just putting down, I have red, I have phthalo green. I'm getting some magenta out here, but I think this magenta is starting to run out. Hey, Trashorama. I had to get the pokey stick out here. Take care of business. Take care of business. Anything come out? Aha, there we go. That's going to run in with my red, which, really is fine because I'd be mixing them together anyways. We're not fooling anybody. I will absolutely be mixing my red and my magenta together at some point. Thank you, Trashorama. I suspect I know what that's about, and that's cool. Sibstorm says, paint bottles be like no paint, no paint, no paint, all the paint. Well, it's magenta, so we all know it's going to get used, right? There's no question magenta is going to not get used. And the brush guy has a big fluffy moth in his bathroom, and he needs to rescue it. Because that's what he does. He rescues the bugs. Like a kind and decent human being. Mizzy says, Trashorama, did you see the t-shirt? It's not a Boob Hammer t-shirt, although I feel like there should be one. There should also be one with the eyes. I'd like to get stickers with the eyes at some point. Hey, Rathmore! It's just the beginning of the stream, and I'm just setting up the palette and saying hi and getting my mental state fixed. Thank you, all of the chat, for fixing my mental state. Straight up just black tea today. So nice. I need blue. Blue. Clear blue. Just plain old clear blue. Not phthalo blue. And there's Trashorama talking about boobs. I mean, exclamation point boob hammer. That's just what we do here. We talk about boobs. And that just takes you to that one specific part of my Instagram that shows you my iron golems from Warcry and why we came up with the phrase boob hammer. The very last picture is a collage of all the boob hammers. There were too many. Spoiler. There were entirely too many of these tiny little hammers hanging off of every random surface on these models. That was the genesis of that. And every single model had a hammer hanging off of their breastplate on both sides, right where their nipples would have been. So, yeah, it's the boob hammer. And Mizzy has posted a link to that t-shirt that was inspired by something Trashorama said. Last week? 2 weeks ago, was it? It was either last week or the week before. I just have to knock the paint up into the nozzle of this bottle. Since it's almost empty. It's just me. Jim comes in like, somebody knocking at the door? It's just me. I need my crappy mixing brush. Alright, see, now there's a bunch of paint up in the nozzle here as I took it off. So I can get that paint out of there. I'm not going to waste this just because it seems like it's almost empty. We're not just going to throw the bottle away before we try and scrape every ounce, every micro, I don't even know what. You know what I mean? Every tiny little bit we can out of this bottle. Every tiny last drop. Okay, so I have red, I have green, I have blue, I have magenta. Now we can make our dark color because, well, actually I need more green out here if I'm going to make my dark color. So we'll put green out. I don't want my dark color to this, well, I do need sort of an off black. It's like off white, but it's off black. It's not really black. It's more like a really dark bluish, greenish. Actually, maybe I don't even put blue in it. Phthalo green and red together make a really nice dark, dark brown. That's actually what I'm after for this freehand that I want to do on the cloak, is a dark, dark brown. This is a nice rich, it's a rich, dark, reddish brown. It's darker than like a scorched brown from the old Games Workshop paint set, because I don't know the new Games Workshop paint set, so I don't have a color reference for that. Snowyak likes it in the army green. I don't even know what the color, you know what, let me just go to that link, because I haven't even seen it yet. Army green. Do we have like a girl shirt you can get, or is it just a straight up t-shirt? The classic tee. I want the non-classic tee. I want the ladies tri-blend v-neck. $25. It seems like a lot. Just saying, that seems like $25 seems like a lot. Can I say that? Can I say that? It does. Why is there no color name? Where's the color name? Am I losing my mind here? There's no name of each color? Huh. Trash Rama says, between you and Mini Painting Studio, I feel like I'm missing the boat on the secret of phthalo colors. The thing with phthalo pigments is it's a different pigment of green, and you cannot get it by mixing other colors together. It's just chemically, the basic chemical of it is different. And since you cannot get that by mixing other colors, if I mix red and just clear green together, it's going to give me a different end result than mixing phthalo green with red. It'll be a different color that I end up with. At one point, somewhere, I have a book where I demonstrated mixing the regular clear blue and clear green with different colors, and then mixing the phthalo green and the phthalo blue with different colors. Yeah, that's why there were people who were really excited about the phthalo blue and the phthalo green, because yeah, you just you cannot get them. You can't make them by mixing clear blue, for instance, with any other color. And so if I mix yellow with phthalo green and mix yellow with regular green, it'll look very different. I could do it again. If I knew where my little book with the paper was. I don't know where I put that. I don't know where I put it. I don't suppose it would be in here. No, that would be too easy to have it right next to me. Too easy. Anyways, so I have this dark color mixed, and I want that for the freehand on this, but I wanted to build up the contrast between the lights and the darks a little bit more before I started that, which I just now remembered, because Brush Guy says, I put it outside where it belongs. It's not a cat, Brush Guy. It doesn't go outside. Wow, that really is an early exit. Oh, you're talking about the moth. It's a moth. I didn't know what you were talking about. You put it outside where it belongs. Well, have a good night. Schlaf gut. It's not a house moth, but you could train it. You could train it. Cute fluffy moth. Come and curl up next to you and sleep. Rest well. Rest well. So I do need another different. See, just as I predicted, the magenta and the red have merged. Shocking no one. Well, let's get some magenta in this. So I need white. You must. Only because, yeah, this always happens. Magenta and red, no palette can keep their love apart. See, that's exactly what happened, Trash. White. I need my titanium white. My titanium white. Wow. I didn't remember putting the cover on that tight before. So I need a little more blue, I think. So I want a color in the recesses here. I already have sort of a bluish color, so I want to get a little bit more blue mixed in with this. And I'm making this darker than I was thinking I would. I want to put a tiny bit of white in it. But see how that, maybe you can't see how that mutes that color instantly. It instantly turns it into a sort of medium gray, dark medium gray. That might, no, I wanted it to be darker. I like that gray. It's sort of a purpley gray. But you know what? Make a different color. I'm making another different dark color. Different from my other dark color. Because my other dark color is for my freehand, and I don't want this color to be exactly the same. Maybe I should be doing my freehand first before I add the darkest darks. I don't know, but to me it seems like I should be doing my contrasting values first and then put the freehand on and then maybe go back and do a little bit more with the values. I just am ambivalent about it. Like, do I do this first? Do I do that first? So we're going to do it this way. See how that works. Later, sometime when I'm doing other freehand, we can do it the other way. And see if that's better. It's my brain today. That's my brain. But I love all this sort of green that's in here, like missing this opportunity for to add this extra bit of green. So we'll throw some green in in our dark color. Because there's this bleen. Sorry, the blue green. There's this blue green down in the shadows, and I kind of want to preserve that. The blue greenness of it. There we go. Now, since this is the Reaper Clears, it's going to be a little translucent, which will work in my favor. We have that dark color down in the crevice, and then when it's dry, we can build it up. We can build up the opacity. Trying to do that while it's still wet is something that I just tried to do, which is something I always say, it doesn't work because you need that color underneath to be dry when you put the next layer on. Otherwise, it all blends together and you just push it around on the palette instead of actually making it more opaque. So that was me ignoring my own advice, like a champ, because that's just how I am today. Me today, not super quick. Not super quick today. So we do have more contrast built up here in this little area than we do over here and over here. Which is good. That's what we want. And I'm going to do a little line right here. Like you think there's a highlight here, but I want this to look like there's a seam between the outer color and the inner color of the cape here. There's not, but I want it to look like there is. And I want these wrinkles to be extra defined here. That's that area where I sculpted that extra little bit of her hood to sort of hide her bangs or the hair on the top of her head because she's not supposed to have hair. So we just added a little green stuff to cover that up. A pet moth would be awesome. Like a pet fly. I had a pet fly for 2 days and then Jim killed it. Hey Dio. It might just be you, but I am hot. I am hot today. Sweltering is a better word though. Sweltering. Snowyak is lurking. Have a good lurk, Snowyak. There is no ban Dio command in this chat. Dionysus Rathmore has banned me on 3 different chats today. Well, not this one. Not this one. Aww. There you go. There you go. It's love. True love. As it should be. I almost just decided I didn't feel like streaming today. That doesn't happen very often. I was very close to it today. As usual, I'm glad that I made the decision to stream instead. It always ends up being the better decision. How is Dio today? How is Rathmore? What are you up to? Anything, anything interesting? Any new adventures? Any new projects? Here's where I'm starting to, this is dry, I'm going to go in and build up this shading in the dark areas. Now you can really see that contrast is picked up a lot. And I just put a quick little tint of this over that little piece down here in the crevice, and I'm going to do that here too if I actually have paint on my brush. It's just going to tone down this one in the middle here. And this is dry again, so we're going to do a little bit more here. So it goes in there. It seems like there's a wrinkle here, little fabric fold there, but so tiny. It's some kind of, because this is a bones model, I feel like maybe that detail would have showed up better in the metal version. And maybe that detail just kind of softened up a little too much in the bones version, because this is, oh, this was gray bones. It wasn't white bones, I think. Yeah, and I honestly don't remember now. Just toning down some of my highlights here. And we'll be throwing in, it's more like highlight mid-tones. We'll be throwing some more highlights actually in this soon. Once I get this dark done. And there's a little detail right here that looks like a hole. And for the life of me, it looks like something is supposed to glue into this hole right here. Like there's some piece that's supposed to attach to her right there. I have no idea what it would be. That's just what it looks like to me. And as long as I have my dark color, let's just do some shading on these leather pouches and mysterious doodads that are hanging off of her waist, I guess. I like this series of little pouches. They look like spell component pouches. And it's easy to tell what they are. They're very definitely little pouches. But some of the other things on here, I'm like, what even is this? What is it? Hey, JJ. Dad says you could have just chilled and painted Holly Monster and talked to me on Discord. I could have. I still have to make a base for Holly Monster. Rathmore says I tried some cleaning stuff on the paint bottles that had soot on them, and it worked like a charm, so all my paint will survive the post-fire clean. Oh, that's good news. What did you use to... Oh, and so you said that's good news. What did you use to clean them? Acid says she was done in white bones, which, okay. Do you know the name of the model? The name of the model is... No, that's not the one. No, that's not the one. Okay, I don't know. I don't have the packaging for it. I had the packaging for two of the other ones, but I don't have the packaging for that one. So, a detachable penis. That's what it was, Dio. That has to be what it was. Yeah. Dio says, I'm just being a goof, Cathy. I'm in no rush. I know you're a giant goof, Dio. That's just understood. It's absolutely a Reaper Bones mini. This. It's Bones all day. I just wasn't sure if it was, like the second generation Bones, the stuff that was not white. It was that sort of light gray. Not the new stuff. What is it? Bones USA they're calling it now. Whatever it's called. It's not that, because that stuff is not this flexible. I happen to know. Okay. So highlights. I have white out here on my palette. And so I need to make a tan color that matches this tan color. I don't remember how I made it. I imagine I used yellow. I imagine I used yellow and white, magenta, yellow and red and white. I don't know. We'll put some yellow out. Bones, Bones Black, and Bones USA. So maybe the Bones... I don't think this was Bones Black. I don't think it was that darker. It was too chewy. Like when I had to cut away the hair that was flowing off the side of the model. I had to take a clippers and cut that away, and I basically had to, because you know how when you cut that white bones material, it's really sort of rubbery, spongy. It doesn't cut cleanly. It doesn't cut and snap. It just chews on the clipper, just chews on the plastic. And then you have to just rip it. You just grab onto it with the clippers and yank on it, and then like there's this mess of stuff that looks like a dog chewed on the model, and then you just have to, cover that up with green stuff, which is what I did. The Bones USA is fabulous material. I painted up my Burgermeester last year during ReaperCon online, and that was a lot of fun. So much fun. That was, where is he? That was him. And all these tiny little details, all these little buttons, all these little buttonhole filigree fancy pants things, the buttons on his spats, the chain here, the pocket buttons, all those details were really crisp. All the little bits on the feather, the just really crisp. This little line was sculpted in there, and it held all that detail. And then it's not as flexible too. So yeah, the Bones USA stuff is fantastic. Trashorama says, speaking of bones, I just painted up my dire cabbage that Jason Weeby sculpted. Oh, the dire cabbage is so cute. Trash says, Cathy, wait, what is IIRC? I never can remember what that means. Like, in case you care. If I remember correctly. I like in case you care. Not that that even remotely fits those letters, aside from there being an I and a C in there somewhere. If I remember correctly. And I never do. I never do remember correctly what IIRC means. See, you'd think that would be a good way for me to remember it, but no. No. It's the first Bones USA model you have there. Yeah, I have the Knight too. I had that one and the Knight, and I think she was metal. This guy, he's a Bones USA. Oh, on should be on camera. This guy is a Bones USA model. See, not not nearly as flexible as the regular Bones. Look at all that extra detail that's in this model. It's not done. I actually I did all of this as kind of a fast and loose demonstration of object source lighting for if the sword were glowing. Ow. Ow. Hey, Patras. Look at me. I've been painting. I actually, yes. They did send us those last, yeah. Yep. Trashorama, you're correct. We did, Jim and I did get to test out the first ones. It's a passing fad. Yeah, painting minis, passing fad. It's exactly right. Okay, so I'm mixing up my I'm mixing up my highlight, and I know it was the golden yellow and the white, and, well, let's throw some magenta in there. I don't know if it was magenta I used to make this tan. It seems to me that green was involved somehow. You want khaki. You want a little bit of green in there too. So let's throw a little green in there. Trash says her old hobby was seeing how many circus peanuts she could stuff in people's mouths while they slept. Oh my god, you knew about that? Not many people know about that. I love circus peanuts, and I think everyone should love them. They are one of the best parts of the vinyl food group. Pat Draws says I finally replaced the bad LED screen on my printer. We'll try to print something tomorrow while I'm at work. I hope it comes out because it's an epic joke mini for a friend. Yay, epic joke mini. I know about those epic joke minis. Yep. Wait, that was her? Mom said it was the tooth fairy. True story there. People often say that about me, though. They think I was the tooth fairy. Oh no, that was just Cathy. Delivering circus peanuts to all the good little chitlins. So I wanted to make a highlight for my tan, and that's what I'm working on right now. And I kind of want it to be. I don't think I want it to be too much more green, but I'd like it to be. Well, if it's a cooler color, it's not going to be tan. It's going to be gray. So let's keep that in mind. Adding a little more white to it. A lot more white to it. This may be too much white that I'm adding to it. Sivstorm says circus peanuts are pretty good in my opinion, but I can see why some don't like them. Aside from the fact that they're just like styrofoam sugar, I don't see why anyone wouldn't like them. They're a hell of a lot tastier than gummy bears, let me tell you. As far as the vinyl food group goes, gummy things, they're okay. They're further down for me than circus peanuts and Laffy Taffy. Dad says circus peanuts are what you pack things in when you ship them. Yes, absolutely. Only I prefer to ship my stuff in the non-sugar circus peanuts. Then you don't get ants. Sibstorm uses red vines for that. It's true. I got a model today from Sibstorm and it was totally packed in red vines. I don't even like red vines, but yeah. I mean, just totally. It's the only way to be sure that things don't break in transit. Now, would I have preferred that they were packed in circus peanuts? Oh, hell yes, because I would have eaten circus peanuts. But what are you going to do? What I need to do is get a hold of One Fast Snake and get the STL file for the gummy bear trophy that he made last year for ReaperCon online so that we can print them out here. Print them out here and then, like, I don't know, spray paint them or something and then, mail them out, whatever. Can have Jim letter the winners' names on them because he's good at that sort of thing, and I'm not. I mean, I could do it, but it takes me way longer to make pretty lettering. And he just like can close his eyes and do that thing like he does, where he holds the brush all the way at the end, and then just like the mark of Zorro, just and then it's totally perfect calligraphy. Rathmore says, "Oh, that is one thing that didn't survive the fire due to the moisture. The gummy bears I painted last fall at Reapercon Online." No, I totally understand why though. That's too bad. That is too bad. Ah, well, this is another year, and so you know, old things die and new things grow up in their place. New things. Stronger, better. Like the $6 million man. I still have all the gummies from the first year that we did it, because nobody took them with them, because it was just silly, it was like a silly Friday night thing. And so I still have them in a container somewhere in the house. I totally forgot to do the shading on the back part of these. Oh, and another part where I totally forgot to do the shading on it, which is right here. This part. This has just been a day for me. I think my speed tonight will be sit in front of the TV and veg. Or conversely, take a walk around the neighborhood. Or both. I think both works. Both is a good idea. Sibstorm says, "Wasn't last Reapercon the second time you did the gummy bear thing?" Yes. Reapercon Online was the second time I did the gummy bear thing. The first time I did it was the year before when we actually were at the hotel. And those are the ones I have. All the gummy bears, all 6 of them. There were only 6 of us just hanging out at the table in Fort Wappel, and it's just one of those weird, it's Friday night, everybody's eating dinner, they're coming back, there's free drinks up at the bar, uh, in this small window of time, and so people were a little, you know, and I don't even know how I had these gummy bears, and it was Loim, I think, who gave me a couple packets of gummy bears. So I was like, what if people painted those? What if that was a thing? Dad says Cathy only has gummy penises in small bags, so she can tell people to eat a bag of them. I don't do that. I don't tell people that. I'm not Big Jim Slade. If I said that to people, they would just laugh in my face. I mean, well, they kind of laugh in his face too. So, Des says you sort of want to be Big Jim at times. Do I? Do I? Oh, have a good dinner, Rathmore. Enjoy. You're just making shit up? That's fair. I think maybe you want to secretly be Big Jim Slade. I can understand that. No, you're right. There are times when I would love to just say, just shut the fuck up. But people don't take me seriously. No, that's not entirely true. Because I can turn my dad voice on. That's what I call it, my dad voice. My mom doesn't have that voice, but my dad has the dad. You know what I'm saying? The dad voice. It's that tone of voice, right? That certain tone of voice. Dio says, I don't know, he's older than a lich. He may be a lich, Dio. He may be a lich. Good evening, Cosmic Cubicle. How are you tonight? I am just trying to nail down some highlights here on this. I'm thinking I'm doing okay. I may have to tone down a few areas, which, not surprising, really. How I always get carried away with my highlights. Once I do my lightest highlights, I always have to go back and tone them down a little bit. That's that's just that's just how my process is. Is it is it the most uh expedient? It is absolutely not. That's I can't help it though. Well, it is just how things end up. There are times when my economy of movement and everything is great, but doing highlights is not one of those times. Like I just always have to tweak things a little more after I do my highlights. Sometimes a lot more. And I am finding a few subtle mold lines. Since this was bones, I didn't bother with trying to clean all the mold lines because, with bones, it's practically impossible. So I will need to go back and do some midtones on this once I'm done with these highlights. And that's actually going to do me a favor because it's going to transition the highlights and the shadows more smoothly. Be more of a transition between them. It'll be cleaner. Right now it's a little bit down and dirty. Acid Burn Punk says the voice of command. Yeah. I should call it my Bene Gesserit voice. Cosmic Cubicle says, well, my mood is going to rapidly change depending on how this project goes. My mood started out iffy, so it really doesn't have anywhere to go but up. Trying to adjust my camera, but I had the wrong camera going. That's just how it is. Why isn't my camera moving? Because I am operating the wrong one. Cosmic Cubicle says, I'm going to try to replace the front of my tableware case since the company has no idea how to fix a case that gets damaged. Huh. Well, I guess it wouldn't surprise me if the company actually gets somebody in China to make them. I don't know. I don't know if they have a factory where they actually make them themselves. I really don't know. But if they just have somebody in China making them for them, then they have no means to fix it. And they're not going to ship it back to China to fix it. Of course, I could be totally wrong, and maybe they absolutely have a factory right here where they make it. That's probably the reason why there's so many things you get in the US today that when they break, no one can fix them. Because they're not making them here. Hopefully you can fix it though. Well, I definitely have a lot more contrast between light and dark on this cloak now. So, yay, that's cool. Definitely need to get the yellow in the midtones again though. I lost that yellow in the midtones. Yeah, fingers crossed, because having to buy a new case because the glass broke, I assume the glass broke. That does suck. Now I get to disguise mold lines. Like, no, there's not a mold line here. Why? Why do you ask? There's no mold line. I don't understand what you're saying. Nope, 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 nope. Oh my goodness. These little mystery things on the hanging off of here, honestly, I have no idea what this is supposed to be. Again, there's like a bottle, there's a, I don't know, some thing and a thing. I don't know. Mystery doodads. Love these little belt pouches though. Ah, I can't forget this little leather thingy. I still have no idea what color to do on the what's that? These little bracelet things here. I don't know if I should just make them be like leather, dark leather, or magenta, or gold. Gold maybe. There's gold down here, so that would fit. Because I do have gold on other parts of the model. So that would totally be in line. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. And how about we don't forget to do this bottom part of the cloth? I forgot to do the shading. We will remember to do the highlights. There. There. Now we can make a highlight. No, a mid-tone highlight. Angry Ham, ahoy there. JJ said, what mold line? I see no mold lines. Excellent. Excellent. How are you, Angry Ham? It's almost 4:30 here, which means, of course, that I am getting hungry for supper. Because that's what I do. And I still have leftover fried chicken from Popeyes. So, yeah, that's what I'm having for supper. Sibstrom says, I went to Golden Chick and ate way too much. Golden Chick? I don't know what that is. I don't think we have those here. but eating way too much. Something I'm trying to avoid doing. Okay, so mid-tone, throw some yellow in here, more yellow, more red. Ah, okay. We'll throw a little bit of white in with that color. That's going to be my mid-tone. It's almost snakebite leather. Zipstorm says, I would say it's like Raising Cane's, but I don't think you would recognize that either. Nope. Nope. It's just a family restaurant. Your ways down in Texas are not like our ways up here. There's so many different things down there. Said it might as well be another country. They both pretty much sell chicken tenders. Right, that's what I got. Fried chicken tenders from Popeyes. And biscuits. And their Cajun fries. But Jim eats the Cajun fries. I eat the biscuits. And they just gave me a side of red beans and rice because they love me. Snowyak happily painted along, and now it's time to sleep. Veltrusten, Snowyak. Totsiens. It was good. I may get that again. I enjoyed it. And I suppose that's why they do it occasionally. They're like, here, we'd like to give you a complimentary side for free. Oh, you might be playing Pathfinder tomorrow night. I hope so. And then you can tell me all about it. Mid-tone. So our mid-tone, sort of a light, slightly more yellow snakebite leather color. We are going to use this to bridge the gap between our dark and our light. Tell me about, yeah, Bubba's Adventure. Definitely more of the lights and darks in this. Now, time to smooth this out with our mid-tone color. See, the mid-tone both darkens down the highlights and lightens up the shadows here. And it adds a little extra intensity of color. So it has that saturated yellowy color to it, but it still allows the lights and darks of our highlight and our shadow to show through. So the highlight kind of made everything look bleached out, and the mid-tone is bringing back that color. I think you can see the difference on this side with that yellowy color versus over here. It's much warmer and richer. And just the same as with my shadow, as you recall I said, the shadow color will be translucent because it is Reaper Clears. This is also Reaper Clears, so as I apply this, it's going to be translucent, and then when I do successive layers, we can build up the opacity of it. It's going to give more coverage when we do that, as long as we do it after the first layer is dried, because you see down here we did a layer, now it's dry, and we'll put a little bit more on, and you can see how much brighter that is, how much lighter in value it is than it was going over that dark color underneath. And down here we'll build this up into the shadow on here, and then we'll build it down into this highlight part that's lying on the ground. And this is great when we feel like our darkest darks are a little too dark in certain areas. We can go in with that mid-tone color, where we wouldn't have wanted to go in with the highlight color because that would have been too light in the dark areas. See, every once in a while we do painting in this stream. Every once in a while. And it seems like Tuesday is a good day for that. It's a lot smoother now. It has a lot more contrast between light and dark values. Cosmic Cubicle! Did it work? Did it work? Ham says, oof, good and bad news. Bad news is that I'm on sick leave from work due to rest. Oh no, I'm so sorry. Good news, I get to rest up and meet some friends I've not met in ages this weekend. I am good. That is good and bad. Yeah. I'm sorry your wrists are just being awful to you. And I hope that you have fun this weekend with your friends. That's fantastic. I remember how good it was for me to meet up with friends I hadn't seen in ages when I went back to Minnesota to visit my folks, and And I was able to get together with a friend of mine that I went to high school with. We were roommates for a while, and that was really nice. And a few other people while I was there, which was a good feeling. And of course, got to meet V while I was there. So, yeah. And then just seeing friends who I hadn't seen in like a year and a half because of the virus, that that was amazing as well. So hopefully yours is at least as good as mine, if not better. Cosmic Cubicle has destroyed his caps lock key now. Figured out figured this minus rivet removal. Good, good. Ham also managed to prime minis today. Excellent. Well, if you can't paint, assembly and priming are also good options. So let's finish this midtone stuff up on her, on the cape here before I forget where I was. I'm happy that this is working the way that I was hoping that it would. It's always a good feeling, right? When you don't know exactly how something's gonna go. I I'd like to say that what well, I've been painting minis for so long that I know just how everything is gonna go, but I don't. I absolutely do not. Some people may be able to predict the outcome of everything that they're doing on a model and they have it all planned out, but that is not me. I do not do that. Um, so it's always kind of a happy thing when things turn out the way that I hoped they would. And I know I'm not the only person who has that, who does that. Let's see where we are here. Might as well do all the little leather things here too. Don't want to confuse the leather and the gold. And this stuff isn't leather, it just happens to be the same color as my leathers. And sometimes here I just built up the highlight so that I would have a nice light color to paint my midtone over. Like right there. Sometimes that's all I want, is a nice light color to paint my midtone over. And I can go back again with my highlight just to touch up a few small areas that I just want to reinforce that light color on. Like I said, it's not the most expedient way of painting models necessarily, but the end result works. You're not going to win speed painting competitions doing it this way, and I don't. Speed painting competitions, no. Never. Never have. I don't imagine I will. Let's see. Okay, so there's a couple places maybe I want to throw my highlights back in there. They put rivets through the front plexiglass. So, okay. So, okay, how oh, how does that work? You have to take the rivets out? Hey, pun expected. Alright, we're going to just beef a few little key areas of highlights up. Right there. This is sort of edge of this, only up on the top. We'll let it get darker as it goes down, just up at the top here. And this little drapery fold kind of goes in a little and then it comes out. So we'll put a little highlight right there. So it goes highlight, and then it gets a little darker with the mid-tone, then it goes highlight again, then it gets darker, and then down here we'll do another little highlight. And a little highlight there. That one looks fine. And the top of it is going to, of course, be the lightest area. Top of her head. And I have that mid-tone sitting here on my palette, so I can even, if I need to, do a little bit of wet blending or fix a little mid-tone at the same time as I'm doing this highlight. Like if I take my highlight and just accidentally go a little nuts with it again, I can immediately fix that up. Then I've got my mid-tone, and like I just wet blended a little mid-tone in my highlight colors right there. Acid Burn Punk says, drill out the rivets like a dead screw. That's good advice. Okay. I think we're close. So got my light color in the wrong place. I need my shadow again. There we go. What was I just okay, my highlight. I was like, what's the thought I just had in my head? It was throw some highlight onto this crazy little piece of cloth here. And I put a little light color on it just to give it an extra little fabric fold, looking like it's got another little wrinkle in it there where it was just smooth, because why not? So there's a lot more volume in the in all of this now. And I'm just filling in some of these fabric folds here where I feel like the dark color was too dark. So I need to fill it in with my mid-tone color. Make it lighter. And then go back again with my highlight. Now I have this smooth, lots of contrast, lots of lights, darks. Now I can go in with the freehand, although I'm not going to do that today. I'm not going to do that part today. I do want to get some midtones into a couple places where, like right in here on these. I just want a little more midtone in there. I want that more golden color. Yeah. Yeah. Ooh, let's highlight the tops of, I think I already highlighted the tops of these pouches, but I feel like they need a little more attention so that they stand out better. Might as well do that down here too. Okay, I think tomorrow we'll do that magenta material. And then we have the gold to do. Or I do the freehand. I don't know. Either one. One or the other. It's all getting done anyways this week. She will be finished. We will finish up this guy who is almost done. Just got to tighten up some shading and highlighting on the cape. And a little bit on the gold and the yellow. And then he's done. And then we have the other one that I just got today from Cybestorm, which is also among these in this collection. And I have to prime her and everything. Hey, Fangwad, popping in right near the end. I appreciate it just to say hey. Hope you're having a good day. I'm actually gonna call it a little bit early today because I just finished this cape. I mean, I still have freehand stuff to do on it, little designs, but the cape and the leather. Tomorrow we will either do the freehand on the cape or we will do the magenta. Just, you know. Oh, you just finished a base? Excellent. And I think tomorrow before my stream, I'll try and get that other one primed so that I can start working on that one as well. So, but with that, now that Fangwad's here, I can go. I am going to find somebody to raid. Like a good little streamer. Because that's what we do for each other. We raid our friends and share the love. I need my keyboard. Callie is streaming, and we haven't raided Callie in a super long time, so... Unless she might already be close to finish too. In which case, if she is, then she will be raiding somebody, and everybody can go to the next person after that. Because that's how it goes. The Calisandra. If you're not following the Calisandra yet, give her a follow and be sure to say hi to her in the chat because the streamer always appreciates when somebody says hello. And they feel like they're not talking to themselves anymore. Thank you everybody today for helping me to not feel like I was just talking to myself. I appreciate you all spending time with me. Have a good night. I will see you tomorrow. Bye.